Okay, hey, there we go. Hey guys, how you doing this evening? Uh, Hope you're all doing well. Sorry about the delay. I was just making sure the connection wasn't going to have the same issues as it did for the Wrath of Khan. So we can watch the search for Spock. Okay, a lot. Hey, there we go. Hey guys, how you doing? So, sorry, Rumble was not muted there for a second. Put the finishing touches. Indeed. Indeed. Just making sure everything's working. The stream looks good. It's good. It's good. Right. Okay. So yes, finishing touches. Got my coffee. Oh yes. Mm. And yeah, so we're getting ready to watch the search for Spock. Spock. Just make sure that chat's not going to cover my face too much. Ah, could see the steam. Yes, fresh cup of coffee. So, right, so we've got the film ready to go. Just let me know if you can hear it, just in case, because obviously we don't want a copyright strike. So, yes, so welcome back to the stream, guys. Hopefully it's all working good. Thought I had a ghost. No, I wish. Steam from my coffee. Coffee, Jaffa, cappuccino, espresso. Which reminds me, I might have to do one of these for. Just had it, Dante's Peak. I might have to do one of these for Dante's Peak. I like that movie. I know a lot of people probably don't like it, but I like it. But yeah, so tonight we're doing the search for Spock, which is cool. Yes, Dante's Peak reference. For sure. So right, let's just make sure that the clock is a couple of seconds. The film is a couple of seconds in, so that I can get the clock on, so that the timer isn't delayed. So as soon as I hit the clock, I will press play, and it will synchronize. Crossing fingers, guys. So hopefully this time nothing will go wrong. I have done a test on my broadband, and my broadband is perfectly fine. Let me just check YouTube and see if YouTube is saying anything. Well, yeah, there's the usual key frame rate. Frequency is not such a problem. It's just an error that they keep popping up. No matter how many times I try and adjust the bit rate. Or keyframe frequency, blah blah blah. No matter what I do, it keeps coming up. And of course, it doesn't tell you until you're live on stream, which means you can't do anything about it until that point. So yeah. So yeah, at the beginning of this, I'm going to give you just a quick reminder. The Streamlabs link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you decide you want to give us a tip, £5 tip will give you a on-screen notification, and a computer voice named Emma will read out any message that you type with it. Haven't had a chance to see it yet, so it'll be interesting. But let's get the ball rolling, shall we? Let's get these ready to go. Right, turning on the clock, pressing play. Perfectly synchronized. Look at that. Perfectly synchronized. I have no idea who Dante was peeking. It could have been worse. Could have said I've got a turtle head poking out. Paramount, a Gulf Western company. Pardon me. Don't grieve, Admiral. Linda Hamilton, yes. Lovely. She was lovely. She's a bit old now, but she was definitely a lovely lady. Yes, the recap. I have been, and always shall be, your friend. Yes, Linda's Hamilton's. Previously on Star Trek, Spock dies. Kirk is heartbroken. He's so heartbroken that he puts his friend's body in a torpedo and shoots him into the Genesis planet. Why did they do the recap in a blue filter? I never understood that. And then it transitions into a clear image, and well, you know. I'm slowly adding some new merch on the Streamlabs merchandise page. I have recently added a hoodie with the logo on, but yeah. The Genesis planet, which has a star behind it. So did the Genesis torpedo create a star? These are the continuing voyages of the starship Enterprise. Enterprise? Where no man has gone before. Paramount Pictures presents A Jungle in the Middle of Nowhere, a Harv Bennett production. Cancelled. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Violence, alcohol use, and foul language, apparently. Some of the best stuff. I guess the star was already there, illuminating the nebula. Well, it could have been. I'll never forgive them for the death of my boy. Wrong film, sorry. We don't have that until The Undiscovered Country, do we? Ah, dear. So, while we've still got the credits going, how are you going, guys? You all good? I hope so. Good question, Wingrace. I'm guessing it was just I guess it was just a planned continuation, in my opinion. What would Star Trek be without Spock back in the day? Hmm? Phase 2. Hmm. Based on Star Trek, created by Gene Roddenberry. Written and produced by Harv Bennett. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Harvey Bennett, but you Americans like to spell things differently. Directed by Leonard Nimoy. So you're going to be on set anyway, apparently. limping home. Uneasy. Upon seeing the Wrath of Khan, Leonard Nimoy became excited about playing Spock again. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Based on Star Trek created by Gene Roddenberry from an idea given to him by Michael Burton. Yes, he used the Red Angel suit to go back in time and tell Gene Roddenberry all about Star Trek. When asked by Paramount if he wanted to reprise the role for the third feature, Nimoy agreed and told them, "You're damned right. I want to direct that picture." Look, they've had the cleaners in to clean the bridge, obviously, because there's can't see much battle damage. I mean, how many consoles exploded in the Wrath of Khan? Yes, sir. Yeah, what about me? What about me? Factoid number 1, courtesy of Wikipedia. Ooh, Wikipedia, huh? Beep. Miracle worker. Oh, yes. Where was this guy in the Wrath of Khan? I don't recognise him from Wrath of Khan. Dearest blood. Oh, there's some battle damage, so they haven't quite had the cleaning people in yet. Still a little bit of scorch marks on the walls. I wonder why the bridge is brightly lit in this film when it was dark in Star Trek 2. I think that was the point. I think they said it was too dark in the Wrath of Khan, so they brightened it up a bit. Hey, why didn't the dock droids clean the ship and repair the hull damage as well? Good question, because they didn't exist. Oh, I recognise that voice. Klingon cleavage. Not much of it, though. And the first time we ever see a Romulan warbird. Sorry, Klingon bird of prey. See, even in Star Trek, they use cassette tapes. Then you've seen it. Down Periscope. Yeah, exactly. I quite liked Down Periscope as well. Was it Up Periscope? I think it was Down Periscope when it was the comedy version. Thrusters. It's the Botany Bay. No, it isn't. HMS. I can't remember now. For some reason, it slipped my mind. HMS Bounty. That's the one, isn't it? It's the Bounty that they name it. In the voyage home. Bah. Yeah, HMS Bounty. I would have got it straight. I got it eventually. New course. Federation neutral zone. So now the Federation has a neutral zone. Starbase 1. Earth orbit. Computer guidance set. There must be different sorts of targs, because that one looks now like Wolf's targ. Not exactly. It's the first time we actually see a targ, isn't it? I don't think we. And there's the cat's ass. You're gonna stand in the middle of the screen, or are you gonna move, buddy? Hmm? Hmm? At least sit down so your butt isn't shown to camera. Well, you can do that. Did we see a targ in TAS? TOS, you mean? Or just a sailor? Hmm. Oh, the animated series. I can't remember. Probably just a Sailot, right? Sailot, not a Salat. Sailot. 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 Oh, come on. It's not like this is the first time you've ever seen the Enterprise come in the space dock with damage, right? It's like, no, I do not approve of the Enterprise coming in with damage. Poor guy. Yeah, poor guy. From inside Mr. Spock's quarters. Yeah. Janice Rand does not approve. Nope. I'm on my way. Security alert. If she was still getting coffee and sexually assaulted, what would not have happened? I got a bone to pick with you. We are home. Well, technically, you're not on Earth yet. You're in Earth space dock. That's Starbase One. Yeah, that is a interesting one. That could be a Star Trek What If episode, couldn't it? What if, said the Alpha 6 did not explode? Hmm. Well, how many other than the main office, the bridge officers, and and that would know what Genesis was in the first place? Good question. I actually kind of think that might have been the idea of the Nietzscheans from Andromeda. But as my fans so adamantly point out, no one watched Andromeda. Hmm. I watched Andromeda. They're a great show until the last two seasons. Then it just kind of goes meh. Yeah, she is over 40 years old. She was old when Kirk took over, wasn't it? But then what is old in a ship? I mean, in reality, we there are some ships that are only just being decommissioned now that are what 80 years old. I mean, how old was the Invincible when she was decommissioned? And she's only got and she's being and she was sold, wasn't she? Till Kevin Sorbo pushed Robert Wolf off the show. Yeah, exactly. Oh look, it's a science vessel. I forget the name of it, but it doesn't last very long anyway, so it doesn't matter. Stardate 8210.3. USS Grissom, that's the one. Yeah, it's an old registry number too. Yeah, named for Virgil Grissom, yeah. The recasted Savick. Yes. It must have soft landed. Life form reading. It's just like Spock's quarters all over again. You hate when you soft land. That's what she said. State of the art graphics. Back even by their standards back then. Wasn't the Grissom's Bridge basically a reuse of the Bird of Prey bridge? I can't remember. I know they used to reuse them. I've got a cat nosing around in a bag, so I apologise for any noise. No, she's no Kirstie Alley. No. You will be destroyed. Sorry, wrong franchise. I thought that was the Emperor walking in there for a second. You have done me a great disservice, Kirk. Hey Harris, how you doing, buddy? That's fine, no problem. Thanks for coming by. You sure it was a redress of the Enterprise bridge? Yeah, Robin aged much better. You like the sweater? Yeah, it's just a bit chilly, so. Just to remind anyone, if you haven't noticed, I am doing Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, tomorrow night at 10:30. Or was it 11 o'clock? I think it was 11 o'clock. Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. 11 o'clock tomorrow. Now that's pod racing. Ah, bloody cats. Are you an angel? Phantom Menace for the win. Fire. Fire everything. Sorry, that's changing, isn't it? debate this weekend. Ought to be fun. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Especially because Jay doesn't like Star Wars that much, does he? Who's arguing which points? I'd guess that you will be arguing for Star Wars, Harris, seeing as Jay doesn't really is not that keen on it. Oh, yeah, I bet it will get dicey if you if you don't have the most respect for Star Trek. My hot take is Wars is 3 in the Star franchises. I put Trek Gate Wars. I'd accept that. I'd accept Star Trek, Stargate, and Star Wars in that order. Um, but there are other franchises that you're missing. I mean, you're missing out on Babylon 5, Battlestar Galactica. Where would you put the 5 in order? Because in my view, they're the 5 biggest. You like all the Star things. Hmm. Well, Battlestar does have star in the title, in the name, so it's Battlestar Galactica. Has a star in it. There, you see, when Race there, that's where you lost me because I was never a big fan of Farscape. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's not one that I liked an enormous an amount. That's probably why I don't like the final 2 seasons of Stargate so much, or SG-1 so much. You're right. What about Star Maidens? Yeah, in that case, Star Kid. Mind you, that was only a single film, wasn't it? I think was it a cartoon? Was it a comic? I can't remember. Was Star Kid a comic? I can't remember. A Star is Born. Hmm? Starman. That could have been a good franchise, but when they made the series where he returned to help his son, it wasn't that good. Hmm. Order I'd go. Best, most consistent Stargate, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek B5. Hmm. I'd probably I'd probably swap Star Wars and Star Trek around, but yeah, you're pretty close. My answer for win rate. Uh, Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, true. That's got star in it, so yeah. But then you're forgetting one. Starsky and Hutch. Kickstart. Oh no, no, because that's not. It's not. It's not star. It's start. It's like a kickstart. It's not the same. Few things are as fun as Starsky and Hutch. Yeah. Babylon 5 is hard. for me because I didn't actually watch it until 5 years ago, so I don't have the same history with it. Even though you loved it. But Starsky and Hutch is fine. You despo. No, I'm just saying that because if you put a T after star, then it's a different word, right? So star ski, it's pronounced with star in the name, but with star, with kick start, it's start. So you can't break it down properly into star, can you? But they certainly do need to kickstart a franchise of Babylon 5, Stargate. Start wreck. Oh, I like that Windows. What about Stardust? I was always disappointed as a kid that we never got more. Such a great cast too. Yeah, Stardust was okay. You feel so offended right now. Sorry, Steve. Don't mean to offend you. I haven't heard you say it today, Steve. So I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get to see it and see you today and hear you say bloody game. Bloody hell, Lara, what you doing? I know that's a bad Yorkshire accent, but hey. A lot of people put Firefly on the list, but I don't think it has enough of it to count. Um, how have we not mentioned Starship Troopers? True? What is it with you in that bag? She'll settle down in a minute. She's probably only looking for somewhere to lay down. A bag full of bags is probably an appropriate place to lay down. Once she's emptied them all out all over the floor. Starship Troopers is a good one. Problem is, there's more bad Starship Trooper films than good, right? This isn't exactly the Mos Eisley Cantina, is it? Bringing it back to Star Trek 3. We don't serve their kind here. Far more. Mm. Ooh. How can you get a permit to do a damned illegal thing? How can you be deaf with ears like that? I kind of wonder sometimes that alien, is that supposed to be some relation to a Ferengi, maybe? Maybe an early representation of a Ferengi? You're gonna get a nice long rest, Doctor. I liked the animated show for Star Troopers. Roughnecks, wasn't it? The Roughneck Chronicles? That wasn't that bad. Yeah, we need Steve to come in with a one of those facts of his factoids. Green-blooded son of a bitch. It's his revenge for all those arguments he lost. The one-punch cook fu. Don't know the alien's race or name. The script describes him as an exotic-looking, grubby fellow with a big grin. So nothing. It doesn't even mention anything about his ears. Really? I'd say with his ears, he looks like one of those races that are related to the Ferengi. I think we see one of them, or similar one in DS9, don't we? I forget what that species is called though. Good night. Level, please. Transporter room. Thank you. Up your shaft. No destination orders. No encoded IDs. That's because they're stealing the Enterprise. Dumbass. How many people notice that that closet wobbles? Oh, and Admiral, all my hopes. Yeah, but didn't Spock actually change the Enterprise's destination for Pike to get him to what was the name of that planet? I can't remember the name of that planet now. Telos? Was it Telos? Because he tried to steal the Enterprise to get Pike to Telos, didn't he? To the Telosians. Oh, he was making a joke about Strange New World Season 2. Not the cage. Oh, right, okay. One quarter impulse power. I mean, honestly, they could have waited a little while until they'd repaired the ship. To surrender this vessel. Don't mention the cage. It's a menagerie. Arrgh. Nah, she's teeth. The cage is the name of the pilot episode. All automates ready and functioning. Okay, Robert. 30 seconds from space doors. It doesn't look like they're 30 seconds away from the space doors in that scene. Uh-oh, it's Bob Morton. You been playing Robocop again? I had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake. Now it's time to correct that mistake. Right, so what I don't understand. This is something I don't understand. Right? So in the undiscovered country, Sulu is given command of the Excelsior. But why would they promote him to captain and give him command of their newest starship, most state-of-the-art starship at that point, when he's the helmsman that stole the Enterprise with Kirk? Does that make sense to you guys? I also think the cage is superior to the menagerie. Sips tea. Well, at least it's just tea and not taking a drink of liquor. See, the Excelsior gets all its parts before Wednesday. Because they saved the Earth from the whale probe. Yeah, but, I mean, Kirk didn't technically get rewarded for that. He was demoted, and the only reason he didn't go to prison was because he saved the world, right? Uh-oh, here we go. Come on, Blue, out the way. Blue! Yeah, I think The Cage is the best on-screen sci-fi of the 1960s, but there's one problem with that. Did it ever actually get aired properly to start the show off? Because it was the pilot. It wasn't aired as a pilot, was it? It wasn't added. Wasn't even added to the box set until later. It's Bob Morton. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Dave. That's what happens when you have a prototype engine on a ship, you know. Because it's supposed to be a transwarp drive, right? Hmm? Transwarp. We don't even have transwarp in TNG, right? All charges were dropped against the crew except the one charge of disobeying a superior officer, which was thrown at Kirk. Did he disobey a superior officer, though? Really? It wasn't a superior officer anyway, it was merely a higher ranking one. Supposedly, the beta canon established that the transwarp drive is the warp drive of TNG, and that's why the warp scale changed. Yeah, it makes sense. Because it increased the speed of warp from between the TOS and TNG. Blue, why don't you settle down? Hmm? Hmm? What are you doing? Alright, I've just got to go and let the cat out. I'll keep it going though. I'll be back in a second. Right. Oh, bloody cats. Right, back. Move it, I think 1 inch to the left. I do need to move this though. That way, that way. That's better. That's what I was going for earlier. I missed that bit and I can't go back 10 seconds. Hey Bailey, what you doing, buddy? Heck of a lucky shot. It's supposed to be a warning shot, not said a warning shot, not destroy them. An enemy? They're not supposed to be at war. How have they got an enemy? I mean, at this point, there is no war, is there? I mean, so how have they got an enemy? I mean, an enemy is not the enemy until you declare war, right? Yeah, I said across her nose, not up it. I'm surrounded by assholes. I love that movie. I'm gonna do that. I think on Sunday, I might do an early one, maybe about 8 o'clock Sunday night in the UK. I might do the Spaceballs. I mean, I've got to do it. They've gone plaid. Oh no, Spaceballs. Oh shit. There goes the planet. Suck, 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 suck. The radar, sir, it seems to be jammed. Raspberry. There's only one person who would ever dare give me a raspberry. Lone Star. Dong. I love that movie. Oof. If you're coming at, if they're coming at you with gun ports open, they're enemies. Ask the Captain Jankowski of the Prometheus. Well, that's how the Earth Minbari War started, wasn't it? Because the warrior caste of the Minbari had its gun ports open because it was a warrior caste vessel. They approached the gun ports open as a a sign of strength and openness, showing them what, you know, as if approaching with their arms open, basically. And the captain of the Earth, the commander of the Earth fleet, they took it the wrong way and fired on the Minbari ships. Didn't destroy them, damaged them, but didn't destroy them. I'll never forgive them for the death of my boy. It's already been 54 minutes already, Jesus. Spock. I always wanted one of those jackets as well. One of their away jackets. And just check the stream, keep everything going, make sure everything's working. Looking good. It says live. Rumble. It says live. I won't bother looking on X. Doesn't look like there's been any problems this time. Your mate has one of those jackets, Steve. I bet they're bloody expensive as well. I bet they're terrible jackets, but I bet they're expensive. What the hell? Refresh that. Okay, just a reminder, we're at 56 minutes, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Nutty. You want one too, Win Grace? Closest I have is Picard's casual jacket. Yeah, and don't forget, guys, at the top of the chat, there's a link to Streamlabs. If you want to support the channel, you're welcome to do that. Anything over £5, your message will actually be notified, come up on the screen, and Emma, the computer voice, will read out anything you type. No restrictions, nothing. But please do consider hitting the like, follow, subscribe. They're the most important. Well, thank you in advance. So it has come. Ponfar. At the very least, when Grace, I wanted one of the NX-01 hats. But I wanted an official one. I didn't want the cheap ones from Amazon and places like that. I also have a couple of links to some merchandise pages in the description below. Should be in both YouTube and Rumble. If you fancy taking a look at that, you're welcome to do so. You've looked for those hats as well, Windgrace. The crap ones suck. I was gonna get Ninet's baseball cap, Niners baseball cap, I guess. But Steve Shives made the. Is it Shives or Shivs? Made that his look, so I don't want to know. Yeah, I thought you meant Niners. Ninets. Chewy. Got you. NCC 1701. I don't think the Grissom would have shown up on their sensors as a scout class vessel, would it? Also in the market for a Go Climber Rock T. Nice. Sci-Fi Quest. Ed, you want X with a photo of me in my Enterprise clobber. I thought the X meant X-rays. Oh dear. Oh, Windgrace, go climb a rock. This is damn peculiar. Deacon Steve. I may have my... Ah, typical. Now the dog wants to go out. Be back in a second. Okay. Fine. Go in, Bailey. I'll open the door. Can't see the door. Got it. Right. I am here. Bay's pistol fully charged. I am glad that Paramount remastered these. They remastered them specifically for Paramount Plus, didn't they? $1,000 kilograms. I'm assuming that's a kilometer. Right, we'll close the door. So it wasn't established at this point that the bird of prey could fire or not whilst cloaked. Because he literally just said, I hope. My bet is that they can't fire while cloaked. Come on, out the way, go. Come on, go out the way. Come on. No, that's why. That's my chair. Little cow. I'm going to have to go for the other chair, aren't I? Damn it. Right, excuse me while I change chairs. Or not. I'm limited for where I can sit in this place for the moment. So, cat claims chair. Not anymore. She's not my cat, so I don't really pay that much attention to her. I pay some, but not much. She's the neighbour's cat, and I don't know which neighbour it is because I've never actually seen her go home. I keep thinking I might get one of those little tracking things and put a collar on her and stick one of those on there and see where she goes. Two babies to the Klingons. Oh dear. In fact, we don't even know how many PPs they've got. Kellicam is roughly 2 kilometers. Okay. I thought it was just Klingon for kilometer. I mean, it is funny. Considering they're in space, they are very brightly lit, aren't they? Put them on screen. Would you listen to an admiral, someone you know is an admiral, but he's not in uniform? We will order you to leave the system at 88 miles per hour. It's funny because there's only one down there. David. Is it Savick? Your voice sounds different. Spock. Barrier is having a blast right now. Mm-hmm. It wasn't meant to work in that way. It wasn't meant to create an entire planet. It was supposed to transform an existing one, right? So how do they know it doesn't work? Because you didn't test it in the way it was meant to be used. She's probably emptying the mini bar in her Vulcan hotel room right now. Probably. Yeah, because Uhura's on Vulcan, isn't she? There's always someone doing that. And of course, they don't realise that they just killed his bloody son. I'll never forgive them for the death of my boy. And so is Merritt Buttrick. Hmm. But I don't know. If we go 88 miles an hour, we'll be able to travel back in time and save his life. Set self-destruct. Silent countdown. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Carol is still fine. He can always make another one. uh, what the hell is a gigawatt exactly? Depends on the bird of prey, because sometimes they're much bigger than you think. I believe a gigawatt is an ancient Earth measurement. Maybe the pyramids used to generate a gigawatt of energy that was then charged into batteries that they used to carry above their heads. Hieroglyphs don't lie, do they? Outlawed by the temporal Peam directive. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Prime directive. Temporal Prime directive. Do not talk about the Prime directive. I mean, it's such a weird thing that they travel through time so often in Star Trek that they've actually had to create a completely separate prime directive for the situation. It used to be prime, but a Romanian lady got stuck in on Earth and changed it to. Oh, it's kind of like Mavity, isn't it? One little slip of the tongue. Oh, I've invented Mavity. I think the Burrell class is the smaller one, with the Cavort class being the larger version. Yeah, but that's just something that's been going around a lot. I mean, because I mean, you never see them all the same size. They're always different sizes. And anyway, why the hell are there so many Burrell classes in TNG? There's a lot of them. They're everywhere. It seems to be their primary ship in TNG, doesn't it? They got so many of them in DS9. In saying that, in DS9, the Klingons do like to still use their D7 battle cruisers that were around during the NX class. It's like in this, they say that a Klingon bird of prey has a complement of 12 officers and men. 12. In some stats, some of them say that a Baroque class is bigger than a D7 battlecruiser. Really? The bird of prey in this one, I believe, would be a cavort in that respect because it's almost the same size as the Enterprise. If you look at it, it's the same, practically the same dimensions as the saucer section. So you wouldn't expect it to have a crew of less of 12 or less. 50 maybe. Well, look, it would fit inside the diameter of the saucer, but it's besides the point. Yeah, well, there you go. See, they only reused the Burrell class in Star Trek because they couldn't be bothered to create a new ship. Not that it matters. I mean, Burrell class is probably one of the best looking ships in Star Trek, right? Certainly one of my favourites. That isn't Starfleet, I mean. So it's not a Starfleet ship, but is what I mean. Yeah, the scanning was inconsistent throughout all of it. It's like the Burrell that they used in this one would not be capable of holding humpback whales and tons and hundreds of gallons of or hundreds of thousands of liters of water, would it? So, I'd rather they reuse ships and uniforms in modern Trek like they used to instead of making new crap for every season. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I feel the same. I saw a video earlier saying, "Oh, the greatest Star Trek show is coming to an end soon. Discovery season 5." And I was like, "Oh my god, really? This guy thinks it's the best show ever? Moron." I think it was a joke anyway. Well, I don't mind the transporter effect changing because it shows level of technology, right? So, I mean, you would expect the effects to change as technology advances and stuff. So, referring to Dave Cullen is 100% sarcasm. Yes, I know. I have seen that one. I know he's being sarcastic. But there are people out there that absolutely love Discovery. I'm not one of them, but there are. Hmm. Just think, if they hadn't have left Spock behind, the planet would probably be perfectly fine. Well, Spock wouldn't have been there to contaminate the planet in the first place. Like it was said yesterday in the chat, Khan would have been resurrected instead. No, it's simple. It wasn't used in the way it was meant to be. The Genesis torpedo was meant to change a planet, not create one. He didn't contaminate it. It exploded. It's exploding because of the proto matter used in the Genesis matrix. No, it's because there's loads and loads of dilithium there, and there's some there's a little kid who's got like a mental connection with it all, and he's making it blow up. Like I said, it's not being used the way it wasn't used in the way it was meant to be used. It was meant to transform a planet, not. Uh, but Khan wouldn't have had Katrina. He'd have to be retaught like Aurora in After Nomad. Yeah, yeah. Katra. Yeah, Katra. Stupid phone. Katrina. Dr. Brown. He's Klingon. He'd rather take you with him. In the background, Frodo and Sam have arrived at Mount Doom. There's the Eye of Sauron. That would be fun. Especially if Steve was in the chat. But oh, look at this terrible crap. I think that would be one that would piss Steve off. You would mute me. Fair enough. I'm hoping that I'll be able to go and see Dune Part 2 Monday, I'm hoping. So maybe it'd be better off if I watch Dune um, uh, at the weekend at some point before I go to see Part 2. Fine, I'll kill you later. I sat through a movie I'm not a huge fan of on Magnificent Monday, so it's doable. Yeah. You either have full power or you just flushed all every toilet on the ship. Goodbye, David. Wait, you said you would kill me. I lied. You have no honor. And as they get to Vulcan, he just happens to be the right age. Listening to season 1 Picard, it's uncanny how much he sounds like Steve. I wonder if they're eating guk and targ meat. Maybe. What happened to the targ? We don't see what happens to the targ, do we? Oh, they'll certainly have some. They'll certainly have fun with all the blood wine. Sir Pat was born about 2 miles from you. Wow. Something to be proud of, Steve. He's dead. Who's dead? It died? Oh, the Targ. When did it die? I didn't see it die. Must have been when I stepped away or looked away. The rest of the Klingon crew must have eaten it. Yeah. The first time we see that a bird of prey can actually land. I like the way it lands. It was, the upswept wings. When the Enterprise fired on the bird of prey. No, yeah. I actually missed that bit because I was messing around with either the cat or the dog. I think it was the dog. Good on you. Sorry, I assumed the Targ's gender. Yeah, that's true. You assumed it was a he. Temple of Doom. Sorry, no, wrong franchise. Thought Bailey was next to me then. Cancel Windgrace. Cancel culture. So by saying cancel Windgrace, we need to cancel that old Yorkshire geek. For a logical race, the Vulcans like their pomp and circumstance. Oh yes. I mean, just face it. Literally, they could just come along and put their hands on their heads and be done with it. Why do they need all the chanting and stuff? Why all the ceremony? You think you just found someone who stayed an ensign longer than Harry Kim? Huh? Who? Boimler. Oh, they were going to do the burial rites, weren't they? That's what the chanting was. David? Didn't he just die? Wasn't he just killed by a Klingon? Small galaxy. TNG Season 1, Skin of Evil. Picard gives an order to Mr. Lynch, and then Ensign when Ensign Lynch died in First Contact, never promoted. Yeah, that's true actually, but that would be about the same length of time because I mean, if assuming that Lynch was an ensign in Encounter at Farpoint, then he would have been an ensign for 7 years, right? Um, 8 years if you count generations. Well, I forget how long it take. How long was in between the Enterprise D being crashing and the E being launched? I can't remember. But yeah, you could say that. Yeah, and it's several years later. Hmm. Yeah, it was over a year. It was a what? Yeah, because they were in First Contact. They were on the 1 year shakedown cruise, weren't they? Because it was a new ship. They had just completed the 1 year shakedown cruise when they were ordered to go and patrol the neutral zone. Think you need to make a theory video? What, Star Wars theory? I like the E. I think that's probably one. The best design for the Enterprise was the E. I think the Sovereign class was a beautiful looking ship, and a lot of people will be like, "Nah, it was horrible." Up to that point, most of the Federation ships were built to be modular, weren't they? At the time when the E started came into being, it was more um, well, they're taking the modular set part away from it. Source sections could be replaced and interchangeable in the before that. That's why Royal Naval ships look the way they do. They're built modular so they can be modified and upgraded easily. 9 years between TNG Season 1 and First Contact. Well, there you go. Yeah, but we don't know if he was promoted and demoted a couple of times. You never know. That could have happened. He did look old for an ensign. Oh, 10 years. Well, yeah, I do like. I love the NX-01 as well. The NX-01. She is beautiful. No, 9, dog. Make up your mind, Steve. 9 or 10 or dough. Dough. Beer. My arithmetic went doolally. Nothing new there then. Better than mine. You're not a Vulcan? Neither am I. Wouldn't want to be. Only being able to make lava every 7 years. Honestly. Now he remembers that Savick fucked him. Sorry, slept with him whilst he was going through Bonfire. Lucky them. Lucky them. Vulcan in the streets, Romulan in the sheets. Jim. Because the needs of the one outweigh the need of the many. I guess you could say that. Depends on how important the one person is, doesn't it? ever shall be your friend. Yes. Yes, Spock. It's safe. Out of danger. Well, a fat lot of good that is. It's just blown up. He saved the ship in the last movie, but, you know, we lost it now. Here's something to test your trivia. Steve, what was the name of the Enterprise A before it was rechristened Enterprise A? That's it. Looks itchy as well. The Yorktown, some say. Don't think it's ever confirmed officially. No, it hasn't been. The Yorktown is a common ship name they throw about for that. So the credits are rolling, so I'm going to go off of that now. Right. Wow. You know, that was actually better than I remember it. I don't remember it being as fun as that, but it could be you guys. It could have been you guys in the chat that made it more fun. Quite easily. Alright, it's 20 past midnight. So yeah, don't forget guys, I'll be doing this again tomorrow, but we'll be watching Star Wars Phantom Menace. Now this is pod racing. Isn't the Yorktown that really anachronistic space station in Beyond? Yes, it is. You mean the snow globe in space? Oh dear. I think what is the timeline for the JJ ones? It's later in the timeline, isn't it? That the Enterprise is launched because the Enterprise was at least 10 years old before Kirk took command, right? So it's weird to think about it. Yeah. I mean, how old was the Enterprise when Kirk took over command? Because in the JJ Trek, it's a brand new ship. We see it being built on the surface. Well, when Kirk boards the shuttle to go to the Academy. And why did they have to board a shuttle to go to the Academy when the Academy's in San Francisco? He might as well just ridden his bike there, right? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, that was more fun than I remember it being. So I'm going to put that down to you guys being in the chat. What, for the JJ Trek? That's a brand new ship. You can tell it's a brand new ship. Yeah, they invented that to fix the mistake. Because they even say it in the dialogue. Federation's newest flagship. So newest. So it's brand new ship. The USS Kelvin is destroyed in 2223. Then Kirk joins the Academy 25 years later. But he should have joined the Academy before that, shouldn't he? If his dad wasn't killed, he would have joined the Academy long before that. So he would have been maybe in his late teens, early 20s. He would have been there from that point. So he would be, by the time he was 25 years old, he would at least be Lieutenant junior grade, maybe on a ship, possibly. What was the name of the ship? The Farragut, maybe, if it wasn't destroyed. But a classic Constitution didn't exist in JJ. They're trying to, like you said before, they're trying to fix their mistake because you can clearly see that they're building the superstructure of the ship when it's being constructed, when it's being worked on. So anyway, if they were refitting the ship, it would have been in space, like the traditional refit from the motion picture. It was refitted in orbit. Because the amount of energy and resources it would cost to get that ship off the ground and into orbit would have been crazy. They keep trying. They'll try. They try. They don't manage to do it properly, but they try. But yeah, so yeah, it was. I'm gonna call it a night. It's 25 minutes past midnight now. Well, just about. Let's stop the clock. Stop the clock. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night, maybe, for Phantom Menace. So we're gonna go. Next week, I might start doing different films each day. I'm thinking about it because I really want to do Starship Troopers now, and I want to do. I really want to do Starship Troopers. I really want to do Spaceballs. Night, night, Roger, Roger. Yes, Commander. Roger, Roger. Yeah, have a good night, guys. Take care, stay safe, and if you haven't already, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, if you're on Rumble, please hit the follow. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Take care, stay safe, and maybe.